to me, that's what has to take place. Each one bears the responsibility to pass it on to the next.
He has had many of the kids that he mentored come back and help children in the community.
It brings great joy to me to be able to see them come back and do the same thing for the next generation.
A joy that he hopes to continue for years to come.
2, 3. Right. The best competition we could help create in a kid's life is to create competition within himself. If he goes out on the obstacle course and he challenges his time from the last time he ran it, he goes home, he looks in the mirror, and he's proud. He goes back out the next weeks later and he beats that time. He's overcoming obstacles. We just entered into an agreement to be able to support big brothers and big sisters. So that's something that we think is very important. Role models, mentoring, always being able to not just tell someone what to do, but show someone how to do it.
After we won the Super Bowl, I came here for the play for the Tampa Bay Bucks. I got involved in the school district here by subbing at Lato High School. Became more focused and really found my focal point in working with first-generation college-bound student athletes around the county.
Mr. Keys provided opportunities that I would never have had, of going to like Bucks games, teaching me who leaders are in our community to give back and be like that. So it kind of inspired me to do what I'm doing today, where I work with Big Brothers Big Sisters Tampa Bay. And I love inspiring kids, getting them excited and providing unique opportunities to them so that way they can come full circle and one day give back.
Bruce Arians was our coach at Mississippi State. He was like a mentor to a lot of us because he was closer in age. We beat the University of Alabama, which he told us we could do, but we never would have believed it. They had won 2 straight national championship games. They had won 28 straight games in a row, and Bruce Arians told us we're going to beat them. And that's pretty much what he said here. He said, hey, he told the team, it's Super Bowl or bust.
If we can introduce that, if we could be a part of trying to get kids to be motivated against themselves, what do you get? You get a better man, you get a better person. But most of us, including the mayor, we participated in sports. We got that competitive spirit that when you go into the boardrooms, when you go into the locker rooms, when you go into construction, where you're going to always turn out and you want to be the best at whatever you do.
When we first met Adedayo Banwu in 1998, he and his family lived in the Robles Park Public Housing Complex. Danger was high, money was tight, his future looked bleak. His mother recalled a poignant moment early in her son's life.
He was crying, and I asked him why he was crying, and he said that he wanted to go to college, and he don't think, that he would be able to.
We are pleased to present this award to Mr. Tyrone Keys. Accepting this award on behalf of Mr. Keys is one of his students, and please bear with me, I just learned this 5 minutes ago, Adedayo Banwu.
Last night I talked to him, and he told me a little bit about why he founded All Sports. A few years ago, there was a young man he helped get a full scholarship to a university in Texas, and a few days later, this young man was shot dead. Now, in the book, on page 11, it says, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in comfort and convenience, but where he stands in conflict and controversy. At this time, Mr. Keys stood in conflict and controversy, and so he went and founded All Sports. And just like the gentleman before me said, talk is cheap, action is what it takes. All Sports has sent 377 students to college, and the students in All Sports have received over $2 million in scholarship aid. Talk is cheap. So in this day, when we pay homage to America's ultimate benefactor, it is fitting that Tyrone Keys gets this award because what he does in the community is important. Thank you.
We watched Adedayo grow up. His energy, drive, and intelligence landed him a Parks Scholarship, a full $100,000 ride to college. Now, 4 years later, this is in 2002, we sat down with Adedayo again after he graduated from North Carolina State with honors.
I am kind of leery of attention like this because it does kind of denote a message that I am special, and I really don't believe that. I really think there are a lot of people like me.
Adedayo wasn't done yet. He went on to get a master's in philosophy and law from Cambridge University in England, and this past Saturday, He graduated from Duke University School of Law.
I've come a long way, but still got a long way to go.
Now, at 25 years old, Adedayo is just as humble as he was when I spoke with him 4 years ago, just as grateful for just the opportunity to learn as he was at 18.
I don't really look back at Robles Park or look back, at my law degree and say, wow, and pat myself on the back, because I'm still really determined to accomplish much more.
And a great deal of that much more is giving back to the community that helped him.
I can think of setting an example. I can think of possibly financial support. So there's so many opportunities now to give back.
She's really touched my heart forever.
A concept Adedayo learned firsthand from this man, Tyrone Keys, the former Bucks player and founder of All Pro Sports, a community service organization, first took an interest in Adedayo as a youngster.
Some things when you see a young man that you know is the future is bright for him, but at the same time he's going to help the future of others become brighter. Anytime
a person achieves some success, it's the village. It's just not you.
I just get a thrill out of helping people reach their dreams.
Remember the 1985 Chicago Bears? Number 98 in their wacky Super Bowl rap song is Tyrone Keys. Keys was a defensive end for the Bears. He gave everything he had to football. But after it was over, he had a lot more to give. And we're grateful he's giving it right here in the Bay Area.
If you can provide somebody with some hope, then that might just be enough. But a person without no hope is a dangerous person.
That's why Tyrone formed All Sports, an organization that runs on donated dollars from people like Jerry Olm Dodge, Holiday Inn, and Del Mabry, and from big-time football players like Mike Singletary and Eric Curry, and money from anybody else who cares. But there's so much more to this story. Look at this young man, Brett Avery, a linebacker for Rutgers University. He's from Lutz. He got the scholarship because he could play football and because Tyrone Keys called the right people. He had been overlooked. In the summers, Brett is working with children at the Audley Evans Center in College Hill. He drives down from Lutz to work with these kids because Mr. Keys insists the kids he helps will help others every chance they get.
Most people think these kids are like dealing drugs or stealing cars, but that's just like a misconception. All the kids here are just great. They love to play basketball, they love to play around with really good kids, and they just love my job.
Tyrone will tell you Brett has no idea how much good he's doing working with these children. Tyrone may be wrong about that.
They see me more as a person than as a color, and I like that a lot.
All Sports doesn't help just athletes. Curtis Richardson was in a juvenile halfway house and asked for help. Said he wanted to go to college. Tyrone got him a job at McDonald's and a full scholarship to Hines Junior College in Mississippi. Tyrone knew the coach there. Curtis will be the equipment manager for the football team for his room, board, and tuition.
The head coach of Illinois State, Rick Bias, was in All Sports video room on this day. He's found 2 to 3 players from the Bay Area each year with Tyrone Keys' help.
He knew some people up in Starkville, and I'd always wanted to play in the SEC, and without Tyrone, probably wouldn't have been possible.
Nate Peoples from Armwood High is just one example of a player who found his way thanks to Tyrone's help. He's playing for Jackie Sherrill at Mississippi State.
Why does Tyrone Keys do what he does?
I came from a family that looked out for other people, and that's just my motto. Now, the main thing that I want to see happen is that these kids go off and continue to do the same thing.
Having a successful pro career and seeing someone come back to the community and not being what I see on television is, being able to come back with me one-on-one, being like a second father figure to me and helping me do something positive with my life, getting me started, maybe do something he's done, maybe if I'm blessed, to go to the NFL, go to the league or something like that, I hope that I can come back and do some of the same things that he's done.
The road is long, with a many a winding tongue that leads us to who knows where, who knows where. But I'm strong, strong enough to carry him. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. So on we go. His welfare is my concern. No burden is he to bear. We'll get there. For I know he would not encumber me. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. If I'm leaning at all, I'm leaning with sadness that everyone's heart isn't filled with the gladness of love for one another. It's a long, long road from which there is no return. While we're on the way to there, why not share? And the Lord doesn't weigh me down at all. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. He's my brother. He ain't heavy, he's my brother, from which there is no return. While we're on the way to there, why not share? And the Lord doesn't weigh me down at all. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. He's my brother.
someone you know and admire a lot, isn't it?
It sure is. Tyrone Keys has done an incredible job in this area, and it shows it can be done. When so many other people have given up on these kids, Tyrone never has.
And he can always use people's assistance.
Yes, he can.
He ain't heavy. He's my brother. He's my brother. He ain't heavy. He's my brother.
First time actually going to a game for pleasure, it was through the Buccaneers program in Tyrone Keys.
I was there. I went to my first pro game in 1969, man. And I never forget the opportunity that I had to take Ricky and his group to the game.
I was in awe. That was very pivotal for me really believing that, hey, I can do something.
The great joy that I get is because it's the first time that a lot of the kids have ever gone to a game. And these kids are coming from West Tampa.
It's literally 10 minutes away, but it's much further away mentally to a lot of kids that come from that area. To be in the building, not only in the building, but in the front row, that was on a whole nother level.
The kids who I took to the game, 3 of them are high school principals, coaches and teachers. I tell you what, it's just a proud, proud feeling when I see them walking into the game with other students.
When I was 18 years old, Eric Vance was the safety head for the Buccaneers for many years. And honestly, Eric was not a star. From 18 years old to the age of 33, I still keep in contact with Eric. So it's much deeper than just coming to one football game. The players need to realize they once was kids also. And they know the feeling to when they get to see a football player, when they get a chance to touch that football player.
Nobody makes it alone. You have a platform as a player to reach back and bring such joy. It's more than just going to the game, but it's abundant opportunity to be able to see the big picture.
Just been with Eric Vance, seeing what he's doing, and I'm getting like a head start stuff I want to do. But all sport was very good. It's good to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I want to be in when I get older and after college, to be in an organization like that, because it helps you do things like this.
One day somebody will replace where you guys are sitting, you'll come back and talk to kids. So just surround yourself around good people and always listen to your teachers. They're trying to get your ear, so once they get your ear, give them your heart. Okay?
Ricky Saylor spends a lot of his days telling teens about his life growing up in Tampa.
It wasn't the best situation. When I was 4, that's the last time I remember seeing my biological mother.
and I didn't see her again since I was 19 years old.
He and his younger brother were raised by their father.
My dad did everything he could to make sure that his boys was okay, but we had some real tough days and tough years.
Years in which Ricky would often skip class, which led to trouble.
My best friend was murdered at 24 years old, who was like my brother. My other best friend is doing 62 years in prison.
Ricky stayed out of serious trouble thanks to a community of men who mentored him. One of those was Tyrone Keys, a former NFL football player.
He said, "Hey, I came to the school to look for you, and I can help you go to college." Mr. Keys has had my heart ever since.
Ricky went on to junior college and then transferred to Texas Tech to play football. He graduated with a degree in human development and family studies.
Start working with kids right away.
To follow the example of those who helped him, Ricky started Unsigned Preps in 2010. They help high school athletes get college scholarships. Student athletes like Antonio Nunn.
Basically a second father figure, mentoring me along the way. And as you can see now, we still, connected.
The grassroots effort has helped more than 350 students get to college. 90 have graduated.
My heart does smile because I feel that I fulfilled the dream of every mentor and coach that I had.
A dream that he is still living.
I'm pleased, but not satisfied. But I know I'm blessed because I came from a rough environment and made it out with scars, but made it out.
Scars that help remind him to reach back and give a hand up to help teens navigate successful lives.
Well, I wanted to help high school student athletes achieve the dream of going to college.
And in 2010, Ricky Saylor founded Unsigned Preps and took 2 minivans filled with high school football players to college campuses. During this now annual bus tour, they have the amazing opportunity to meet the college players and coaches, practice with them, and experience a new life.
Some kids will get scholarship offers on that day. Some kids will get scholarship offers later on, but it sparked the brain for them to be able to go to college and achieve something that they thought was just a pipe dream.
I was once that kid that, growing up, it like the hope seemed low, there was nobody really there to push me.
Until Nelson Vasquez met Ricky, landed a football scholarship, and in May 2014 became not only the first unsigned prep to graduate from college, but the first person in his family. He is now a juvenile arbitration courtroom specialist, determined to pay it forward.
I just want to be some type of a guide to those kids before, they head down the wrong path.
Exactly what Ricky had in mind.
But the vision is for those guys to not only go to school and graduate, but be new leaders in the community.